Hello and welcome. This is Alicia of the Chardon Sign Shack. I'm just going live a couple minutes early just to make sure everything is up and running right before I start my live. As you hop on. Oh, of course I got my comments on the first try. That never happens. Not anymore. But as you're hopping on, please say hello. Missy is probably finishing up right now at Being Creative with Miss. So as you're hopping on, please say hello. Please make sure to sprinkle. I'm a little bit early, but I wanted to make sure I had everything set up right because at the last minute, things always go wrong. Hey Bonnie, how are you, my friend? I'm glad to see you. I'm going to grab my drink. I always forget something, you know me. So hello, 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 and welcome. I'm so glad to see everybody here. And this is going to be part 3 of our event with the Stencilsmith tonight. The Stencilsmith was the host of our lovely event tonight. We had Danica with Sassy Heart Designs that went first, and then we had Miss with Being Creative with Miss was second. I did not get to see the end of her live due to I had to get ready to go. But as you're hopping on, please say hello. Hello, Gail. How are you? I'll try to catch as many comments as I can. I need to swipe them off my phone is what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I knew there was one more thing. Okay, there we go. But I can still see you over here, which is nice. So as you're hopping on, like I said, please say hello, please sprinkle. Did we enjoy the event? Because if you did, we're really thinking of having more, like maybe a Christmas and a winter. Wouldn't that be fun to have another event? Did you enjoy it? Hey Heather, how are you? So as you're hopping on, please sprinkle. Which if you don't know what to sprinkle means, it means to do this. Hi Janet, how are you? We've had a really fun night here tonight. We started with Danica of Sassy Heart, and then Miss of Being Creative with Miss. And I'm gonna go last. And if you're new to me, hi Stacy, how are you? Yeah, it was a fun event, wasn't it? Such cute stencils that everybody had. Thank you for sprinkling, Janet. And as April, I don't know if she's picked the winner over there yet, but as she hops on here, make sure to sprinkle, make sure to write sprinkled in the comments, and we'll get going right here in about a minute. At 8 o'clock, like I said, I just wanted to go live to make sure that I had everything okay, everything set up. So, hi Mary Lou, how are you? Hi Shanine, thank you for sprinkling. So, many of you know, some of you might be new, but my name is Alicia. My business is called Chardon Sign Shack, and I also have a secondary with my sister called Dee's Daughters Designs in honor of my mom. And I do that with my sister Heather, who is on of Sawdust Dogs. I just realized I think I have something in my hair, but like, let's keep it real. Could be corn from dinner. I don't know. Corn goes everywhere, right? So hop on, say hello. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Hi, Donna. Welcome, welcome. So we had this great event tonight. So if you sprinkle, they gave away 2 gifts of 1,500 crafty rewards with Danica. They gave 2 away with Miss. And then April's going to pick 2 more at the end of my live. And so make sure you sprinkle, which like I said, hello means this. Make sure to sprinkle. And make sure to get it out there, share it to as many groups as you want. And I just said the bad word, I'm not supposed to. Oh, I'm so glad. I hope everybody really enjoyed it. So I'm finishing up. I'm hoping to get this all done in one. I'll talk as we go. So my stencil is, let me move some of this stuff here. I am in a weird place because it's so hot in Ohio that I have to craft in my house, and I usually craft out in my garage. And this is what we're going to be doing today. This is the stencil, and we all help design our stencils. So this is, I wanted kind of a vintage trick or treat. So we've got the base, and then we've got two overlays, a trick or treat, and then little legs, kind of like the gnomes carrying his jack-o'-lantern with the cat. But yeah, it's so hot and humid. So anyhow, I'm in here. Hi, Danica, thank you. So we all had a hand in designing ours, where Danica did the witch's hat, Miss did the crow. I loved them all. And then I wanted to do something kind of vintage, kind of 50s vibe, and I'm gonna get started. I have this on a 1x10. I did prep before. I usually do prep before my lives unless I'm teaching a new technique. And this is a 1x10, and it is cut long. So let's see here. It's cut about 18 inches long. I wanted it just big enough that I could fit the painter's tape all the way around, and I did a faux frame. I do a lot of those. If you follow me, you know that I do a lot of those. So let's get started. I'm going to stencil towards you. I'm hoping to get as much done as I can. I played around with it yesterday. What number is my stencil? It is number 10141, and the link is above in the description. I know I always show it before, and I brought it, but this is, if you want to screenshot it, this is the stencil number. This is the code, 10141, and it's a medium. My code is SignShack, SIGNSHACK. So the stencil will be on sale, and all the stencils will be on sale tonight for 20% off. And then you can use my code SignShack, and it'll be an additional 15% off. So you'll be getting 35%. And if you order one or any of the stencils, there's also a special stencil that April designed. It's, I think she said it was a 6x12, and it's going to be little fall elements. Fall and Halloween elements. So I'm losing my train of thought here. I need to move my water because I cannot see. Thank you for sprinkling, everybody who sprinkled. I did go ahead and get my paints out, and I will list them after the live in the description, and I will say the names as I go. But I'm going to start with the moon, and let me make sure I have this lined up right. So I am in Ohio. I don't know where you all are from. We're in the middle of kind of like a heat wave. Well, it's been a heat wave all summer. So I'm going to start with moon yellow in this moon. And I have it on a wet palette here. I did it ahead of time so that I would try to save time and not talk so much. Hi, Leah. How are you? And I talk a lot. No more than the other girls. But I'm going to start. I usually offload, but when I have a space this big, I just start swirling around, and of course I use the Stencil Smith brushes. And as you swirl around, you offload the brush. So it's it saves time when you have a big area to cover. If you're not comfortable doing it this way, don't do it until you get the hang of it. Like if you're new to stenciling, when I was new, I might not have ever tried that, but it does save time. When you're stenciling, of course, less is more. And I'm just going to get a good coat on this. Now I am typically, like I said, this summer has been so hot. This is the first summer that I have been in my house. I always stencil out in my garage, and I am a person who stands in stencils. I never sit down. So this is awkward for me, to say the least. But hopefully it'll cool down just a little bit, although summer is my favorite time of the year. I really am not enjoying this humidity so much. I know Judy, who's on here, she just moved here from California, so we've got one coat going, and I do keep my brushes in, thank you, Leah, in a baggie with a wet wipe. And we're going to just move on here quickly. And the same with the ghost. I'm going to pick up some warm white, and I'm not going to offload. I'm going to start in the middle and go outward, and it does save time. And the white, I do know because I did this yesterday because I wanted to be really sure. Well, number one, if I didn't get done, I wanted to have one to show you, because I tend to go very long. So I wanted to make sure I had one to show the finished product when I was done. But just start in the middle and go outward. And I know I got a big glob right there. I can see it. I'm going to work it outward, and I'm going to take a peek and make sure I did not get a bleed. Good. Okay. So we're doing that. The shoes are going to be purple, and I'm actually going to do a little base of white here. I typically do gray, but I already have white on my brush. I like to, if I have a darker background, do a gray background behind it to make colors pop. So I'm going to move on to this color right here, and it is Georgia Clay. And I'm going to get a brush, and I will offload this. But welcome, welcome. I'm so glad everybody's here. I hope everybody's had just so much fun. And I'm going to get a little bit of paint up on my brush. If you're new to stenciling, you just need a little bit on the tip, and you're going to offload. I like to offload. This is the medium, Amy. It's the medium. Thank you, Terry. And I like to offload onto shop towels. And I am missing a lot of comments tonight because I'm trying to get this done in the hour time allotted. So I'm kind of rushing along here, but I want you to get the gist of it. So this is that Georgia Clay, and I'm doing just one coat, and I'll go back and do 2 more coats. Well, I'm going to do 2 more coats of the white. 2 more coats. The white's going to need 3, I know, from the previous one I made. But everything else, you know what I forgot to get out on my, I didn't forget to get it. On my Tuesday live, I forgot to get black, and I had to have my husband run out and get it. Oh, and I forgot to get some black out. So let's get some black out, because we've got our black cat here. Thank you so much for sprinkling. Make sure to sprinkle. Make sure to just sprinkle us around there. And I am using the Stencil Smith brushes, which are, if you've ever stenciled, I have used just about every brush I think that's been made, unless there's been something new that's been made lately. And I just absolutely love their brushes. They're real soft, they're real dense. It has a similar effect to sponging without sponging. I know mist sponges. I don't sponge. I don't like to sponge. Thank you, Leah. I really appreciate that. And I am going to use these stars. I'm going to make a dark, I think this one I'll go with the lighter yellow. So this yellow is cadmium yellow. So it's a real bright yellow, and I'm going to do the stars in that. And I can move this roll of tape out that I keep battling with. And I'm just going to do one quick little swirl there. I love the swirl. They are the best, very best stencil brushes. They really are. So let's go back and get another coat of this moon yellow on here. And you do have to be careful. I'm not as careful as I should be when you have your brushes in a bag. Try not to, and this is already dry, as you can see, like it's dry because I have used such a thin coat of paint. And we're gonna do one more coat here. And then we're going to do some sponge effect around the moon to give it just a little bit of dimension. And I fooled and I fooled and I fooled with this yesterday, and I finally found the colors that I wanted. It took me forever. Like, this was the longest part. So it's a good thing I got this out of my system before we came on. And you could even just with the one color, it's very splotchy, so it does give it kind of a distressed, you know how the moon is not just one color, even though in lots of places it is. So I'm just stenciling that moon yellow in there, which moon yellow I love. It's a great highlighter on a lot of stuff. I like to do the centers of thing in a real light dry brush of moon yellow. It's very pretty. Yes, make sure to watch the replays. So I'm going to get this white, and I do not need to offload again. I'm going to get this warm white, and these are all Deco Arts paints right here. The only orange, the only different paint I'm going to be using is this orange, which is Tuscan, and it is a Fusion Mineral color. I use a lot of Fusion Mineral paints, especially on my outside signs, and I just love Tuscan. It's my very, very favorite orange. So we're just going to swirl around this little ghost. And like I said, because he's white and it's a darker base, we're going to have to do 3 coats of the white, but that's okay. So we've got, see how splotchy he kind of is still? Can you see that? Hi Patricia, how are you? Yeah, Tuscan is my favorite orange. So let's get, we're going to grab some purple, some of the purple here on the shoes. And this purple is Purple Iris. And it's the same thing. I always, except for these bigger parts, I'm going to offload ahead of time. Less is more when you're stenciling. You want to do 2 to 3 coats. It just depends on the color. And that white really helps underneath it, because yesterday I didn't use a white and I had a hard time really making it. It took several coats. And I'm going to get my other brush here. I'm not giving you the sizes on these, but I typically, the most brushes I use are the 1/4 inch and the 3/8. Those are my favorite brushes. I really like the 5/8 too. And again, I'm going to offload onto this shop towel. I love using shop towels. They go a long way. Thank you for sprinkling, Maggie. I appreciate that. And so we're going to go here again. And I'm doing this all the same color, but we're going to do a little shading with it with the dry brush. And if we have time, we'll do a little lines in it. Like you would have, you know, your leaf lines. So let's get that in there. And I'm dropping everything here, guys. I'm kind of a klutz. I'm a messy crafter. So if you're new to me, oh, another thing, if you are new to me or to Missy or to Danica, please make sure, yeah, that's the black one, to go back and after this live, not right now, but make sure to go back and follow their pages, like and follow them, and watch the replay if you haven't. And again, our host is the Stencil Smith. They have been, I'm the ambassador for the Stencil Smith. I've been the ambassador for, I think, coming up on close to 3 years now. And they're just the most fantastic, they're the most fantastic company. I'm gonna get my little yellow one out here too. And Pete and April are the owners, and they are just fantastic people. They've been in business, it'll be 20 years next year, so 2006 was their first year of business, and they have over 10,000 stencils. Pete and April are a husband and wife team. They are fantastic people. They really care about their customers. Their stencils are never ever out of stock. They ship as soon as you, I mean, not tonight because it's a Sunday, but tomorrow morning they'll go in and they'll cut a bunch of stencils and they will ship those guys out. And so this is that real bright yellow, that Cambion yellow. I know I'm not saying it right because I tend to do that. My son, he likes to tell us that. Like, Mom, Dad, why can't you get stuff right? April and Pete are just awesome. They are awesome people. They really treat people the way you would want to be treated. Okay, we're 1/4 after. We're actually doing pretty good here. So I'm going to do another coat of white here, and I'm not drying it all in between because there's so many little details here by the time, excuse me, by the time I get back to my piece, it's dry because the layers of paint that are going on are so thin. Yeah, 20 years. I know, isn't it amazing, Patricia? When you hear 20, I know. It's like that thing when you hear like the 90s or the 80s and you think it was like 20 years ago. And I graduated in 1983, so it's a long time ago. Long, long time ago. And time is ticking, guys. It goes so fast. My oldest grandson, I have 3 grandsons, and my oldest grandson is going to be 16 in September. And I'm going to be 60, so it's like, oh. I love the brushes, Nancy. The brushes are amazing. I have a friend, Julie, who has always used the Stencil Smith stencils. And we're going to go back here and we're going to do another coat of the purple too, because that is not bright enough. I want that purple to really, really pop. And she always sponged, and she could not believe it when she used brushes. She's like, what have I been doing? I'm like, I don't know, because it just, everything goes so much faster, I think, when you swirl. And to me, it's very therapeutic. 1979, your oldest is 10. Shipping is so quick, isn't it? Yes, they are the best. So I'm going to leave this on, and I'm going to sponge a little bit here. And I got this sponge. I just cut off a piece of it. I got it probably at Walmart or something like that. Probably. I don't know for sure. I've had it for a long time, and I just keep cutting pieces off of it. 50th year. Oh, my goodness. Goodness gracious. So I'm going to start. This is dry, and I'm going to start with some of this dark. It is deep ochre. So Deco Arts deep ochre. And, ooh, that's way more than I wanted. But I'm going to start sponging it in here over this. And I got way more than I wanted. So I'll probably have to add a little bit of that moon yellow back on it. And I'm doing it over this, because I did not want to cover it so thoroughly. But that's okay. And then I'm going to get some of this really bright yellow, and I'm going to start going over that. And we're just sponging it around there, making it really dimensional there. And I want to come kind of outwards. But I really want it to, you know how the moon is like different colors. It's not all one color. And I'm going to get a little bit more of the deep ochre here. And I'm going to go up here. And I did keep my stencil on this, so I'm not going to go off into my background while I'm doing it. So let's just sponge around in there. I'm going to take a little peek at it, not pink at it. Ooh, I like it. And I may add just a little bit, flip it here and add a little bit more of that moon yellow in it, and just kind of add it in there. And again, I'm going to take a little, I like taking little peeks and just looking. I feel like I need a little darker around this edge here. I mean, remember sponge painting, like back in the, I guess it was the 90s. Was it the 90s, the sponge painting craze? And I'm just randomly going back and forth with some different colors and giving it a lot of texture and dimension here. Okay. Okay, I like that. What do you think about that? That is messy though. So see how it's got many, many different colors in there now? How neat is that? Oh, I just got to notice I'm getting a slow connection. We never have slow internet, so I don't know what's going on. I hope you guys are still there. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Okay. Hopefully you're still there. You stencil on most garments. Midnight. Yeah, we did Jenny's room, my daughter's room. My sister and I did it. It was pink. It was such a fun thing to do, and it hid a lot of imperfections. So I'm going to grab my brush that has moon yellow on it, and I'm going to just kind of tip the edges. I haven't even dipped it in some more paint, and I'm just kind of tipping the edges. And this is a big brush to do this with, but I don't want to dirty another brush with that moon yellow, and adding just a little bit, you know, how the colors can be different colors. And lots of times I start from a green base, but I didn't want to. So let's just get that in there. And let me just take a peek before I take it off. I like it. Might add just a little bit more. And it's like those stained glass ones. Have you ever seen the stained glass ones that Pete and April have? They have so many of them. We've done a couple on lives, and they are just amazing. So let's pull this up and take a peek and look at it so far. 1967. Oh my goodness. 3 great-grandchildren. Life is good. That's awesome. I'm so sorry if it's pausing. I don't know why. So see, we got the moon with a little bit of dimension there, okay, with the sponging. And then the leaf, see how just that little bit, touch of yellow on the sides gives it just a little bit of dimension, you know, like they're changing colors. So we're going to go on because this is a layered stencil. So let's set this guy aside. Thank you. Yeah, I love the moon. I was really happy with it. Okay, so let's do, this has 2 overlays, and the neat thing about the Stencil Smith is their stencils are all numbered, and they also have, so like this is stencil number 10141, and it's a medium, but it has 3 pieces. So you'll know if you ever find them floating around. My background color, I don't think I said this, is Folk Art Matte, and it's Cloudy Day. Nancy, I can't remember it. I think it's Nancy Adams, used this on that cute little spooky, and I just fell in love with it. I thought it was going to be the perfect, you know, the perfect, now I'm going to stand up over this. I'm a stander, but I'm just going to stand up for a minute. I want to make sure I have it all lined up good. And I love this font. April is so phenomenal with her fonts. The layout, or the overlays, not the layovers, I'm not flying, are just wonderful. They are like a puzzle piece. So they fit just like a puzzle is what I like to say. And I'm gonna give this a quick tape down. But this font to me is just so, this whole thing is very vintage looking, and I just love it. So these guys, I'm gonna, oh, I don't have the gray out yet. I'll just do white over this because I already have the white brush out. I'm talking to myself, guys, sorry. I'm talking to you kind of, but I'm also talking to myself, making decisions as I go along because that's the way I am. Yeah, Cloudy Day is really pretty. So I think, make sure to sprinkle. I'm just making sure I'm going over my list here. There's going to be 2 winners, just like Danica had on her live and Missy had on her live. There are going to be 2 winners. So I'm going to take this white, and because this is black, I am going to go over the eyes real lightly of the cat, and I am going to go over these bats, just to give it a little base. I usually do use gray, I like gray better, but I already have white out right now. I am going to use, and I'm just doing it on these bats just because, see how the tip of the moon, when you're transitioning from two different colors, it can make a big difference in your background color, in your color that you're putting over it, if you don't have something like that on it. And I'm just going to stencil that real quick. So let's get going, and we're going to do some orange, and this is the only Fusion Mineral paint I am using today. Yes, I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's a really, really pretty color. It's a very nice color. And this is Fusion Mineral Tuscan. I love the Deco Arts orange, but I just go back to this all the time. It's my favorite fall orange. And so I'm going to do the pumpkin in that. And I probably should have done that in white too. Although it's not black, whenever you have a darker background, and this is pretty dark, you usually do have to do some kind of base coating just so your colors will pop. It'll pop. Okay, and let's get a little bit on the legs. Make sure I've got it offloaded good. And that's your biggest secret to stenciling, is offloading. Make sure you offload. Offload, 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 and offload again. That will give you nice, crisp projects. I still get bleeds. It's usually, it's not usually, it is user error. So let me get my black brush out here. I'm getting so many in my bag. Like I said, I keep them in a baggie when I'm stenciling to keep them fresh. You don't want them to dry out with the paint on them. And I'm going to offload this black here. And really the white is dry, but we'll start with the letters. Isn't this font just gorgeous? It's so pretty. And I said it earlier, but all of the girls who did their project tonight, including me, we all had a hand in designing our stencils, which I think is really cool. I can't think of really anybody who would allow you that freedom to be like, hey, what would you like to do? And April had them worked up in no time. They both design. Pete does a lot of the stained glass. He did, I think, the Frankensteins, the Nutcrackers. It's just, if you're new to the Stencil Smith, you are in for a treat, let me tell you. They are amazing. So it's 8:30. I think we're doing good here. Just, like I said, I'm not showing like, oh, you should offload every time, or what the brush should look like, or I've only showed that once or twice like I normally do on my lives. But I really would like to get this finished before the end. I didn't time myself yesterday because I went back and forth on a lot of different things, so it would have been impossible to time. But let's just get this in here. And black covers so nice. I love when I have black lettering because it's so much easier to close the bridges on black. And just like that, you know, we'll need one more coat of that. And let's get another new brush, and we are going to get his or her, I'm thinking it's a her, it's a little girl. I'm thinking it's a little girl. And I'm gonna get this flesh color, which is Deco Arts Warm Beige. And I'm just gonna get that on my brush. I use this a lot. I use this for my gnomes. I'm gonna get that on my brush and offload it. Thank you, Roberta, I appreciate that. Oh, that's awesome. Judy just got her 10th order for the Cardinal stained glass one, which if you don't know what that is, it's a gorgeous one. Now we do lives every, and I'm gonna give this a quick little dry here. Just real quick, especially where the hand was at. And you can dry over your stencils. Just make sure to move your little dryer around. They've been great, haven't they? And they've all been a little different, and we didn't know what each other was doing, so I think that was kind of cool too. It was a surprise. I didn't get to see the end of Danica's. I did come back at the very end, but I missed some of it because I had to get my dad dinner. He lives with me and I take care of him. So it was his dinner time, so I had to go and give him his insulin and pills and all that good stuff. So let's get that, and then let's get the little legs again, and I may have to do 3 coats of this orange. I should have based that. Well, it would have been 3 coats regardless. And then I missed the end of Missy's because I had to get ready for my live. And if you've never done a live, there's a lot of like prep work that goes on for it. I want to make sure that's that's the little hand. So I'm going to get some warm beige for that too, and I'm going to go over that. I might have to do 1 more coat of the warm beige. And I know this black is just going to be 1 coat because it coats so good. And this is lamp black. Yeah, I just got a box of Happy Meal yesterday. And I haven't opened it because I have to figure out, my sister and I don't know if anybody or any of you like getting ready for craft shows, like your 4th quarter and stuff. My sister and I are getting ready for our very first craft show. And we've always just done custom orders, but she finally wasn't working and I wasn't working, where we could really concentrate on it. And it's been a blast. It's been so much fun, but it's a lot of work, girls. It's a lot of work, but I've had so much fun getting ready for it. But I got it. I have stencils everywhere. I know my poor husband, he put up a table for me. I got the hint. I had a bunch of stencils out and, you know, trying to decide and hang what else I was going to make. And then and then the ones I've cleaned and I've got drying. And he got another like folding table out and put all my stuff on it and off of his workbench. So I think that was like a little hint. Like, do you mind? He says I keep annexing the garage because that's where I mostly craft. But I tell you what, air conditioning is nice. I don't know how people, my daughter doesn't have air, and I don't know how that they stand it sometimes. They come up and swim a lot. Okay, so we're gonna do the eyes. I forgot to do that little popping green. So we've got some citron green here, which is a really cool, see how bright that is? It's really, really a nice green. And I wanna make sure, and I'm gonna go over the eyes here. And I need to do the pumpkins 1 more time. Oranges can be funny. Yes, make sure to go back, and if you have not watched, after this is over tonight or tomorrow, whenever you get a chance, and watch Missy's live and watch Danica's live, and make sure to like and follow them, and certainly make sure to like and follow the Stencil Smith, who is the host of this event. Hi, Becky. How are you? Oh, we love Happy Mail, right? And the freebies that they send are so wonderful. It's so generous of them to send a freebie every time. And just everything they do, the way April wraps them. You know, she packages them so nicely. It's like you're getting a gift, not just a bunch of stencils in a package or something like that. So let's do this 1 more time. I need to do 3 coats of that, and that's that warm beige. And I know I'm gonna have to do another little coat here of this citron green. I want those eyes just really to pop brightly. And we're doing okay. Okay, we are getting there, guys. And while we have this on, I am going to take some Joyful Pink, which is this pink here. And this is the pink that I use whenever I'm adding like a little bit of blush to any of my gnome noses or their hands. And I want to really, really, really offload that pink. Very, very dry brush. And I'm just going to lightly go over that hand, and it just gives it a little bit of a blush, and it makes it look more human, more realistic. It gives it a little blush. And then I'm also going to take, oops, I'm throwing brushes around here, guys. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm going to take my rake brush, and I'm going to take just a little bit of black paint here on the pumpkin while I still have this on. I don't know if you have the phenomenal rake brush from the Stencil Smith. And I'm going to get a little bit of black paint here and just put it on my, this is, oh, I forget what this is called. Palette paper. I knew that. I was thinking palette paper, but then I went to say it and I'm like, that doesn't sound wrong. And I'm going to thin this paint out with water. You want it like an ink-like consistency. And I'm going to wiggle it out. And so you want your brush to kind of look like, see how the little bristles are all sticking out like that? So we're going to go over here, and I'm going to go back without knocking things over. And I am going to turn this way for a minute. I think I could come down even a little bit more. Let me see here. Not to make you guys ill. Okay. And I'm going to, like, you hold it straight up and down, and I'm just going to bring it straight down and like in a curve, and I didn't get enough on. So let me get a little bit more of this. I didn't get enough, guys. I'm going to thin that paint out again on that palette paper and wiggle it around. It wasn't thin enough, I don't think. And I'm going to, you know how pumpkins have the lines? And I'm going to, you hold it straight up and down kind of. And just kind of, and that's way too much. But you get the gist of it. So it puts some lines in there. That's way too many lines. But I am going to go with it. And that is wonderful for little details like that. The beards, all that stuff. So I think we're going to move on to the next overlay. Let's pop that off. And, oh, here's my overlay. And again, it's like a puzzle piece. So let's just get this on here. And I'm going to stand up over it. I find when you stand over something, you have a much better visual on it, and it's much easier to get it lined up. And like I said, they are just like little puzzle pieces. So we're going to tape this down. I don't know where my, oh, here's my other piece of tape. Do you guys have tape everywhere? No, no pumpkin is perfect. That is correct. So I'm going to do black and then some white, black, and this is going to be gray. So let me get the gray. What did I do with my wet palette? I set it over here. So here's my palette, and I'm going to get some gray, and I'm just going to do one coat on this. So I'm just getting a little bit of gray and offloading. I want this to be kind of faint, not super solid, this gray. All the little wrinkles in the sheets. Were any of you ever ghosts? Back in the day, all I remember is wearing those awful plastic masks, you know, the ones that you couldn't breathe in. So let me see if that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's the way I want it. So I just want one coat of the gray. And I am going to get the black again and do the eyes. The eyes. Right here. And then, well, that's dark, so I'm not going to worry about it being a couple different colors. And the stockings too. I'm going to make the stripes black as well. Oh, I know, rake brushes, beards and grass, they're wonderful. 6 of us. I was a hobo a lot because it was easy. Easy to do, you know what I mean? And let me get my white brush, and we're going to do white down here. These remind me of like little Converse sneakers. Ah, I'm losing my brushes, guys. Okay, get some white and offload again. And I'm gonna go over that. I love these little sneakers. I think they're so cute. And we're gonna get we're not gonna do another coat of black. We're gonna do, or not another coat of black, I'm losing it. We're not gonna do another coat of gray. We're just doing one on that. So let's, get this in here. And on the little, I just love these little stockings. Like the little gnome legs, they're so cute. And we're gonna get a little bit more white here. Aren't the sneakers adorable, Miss? I think they're so cute. Thank you, Kimberly, I appreciate that. Yes, and these stencils are on sale tonight and tomorrow, and you can use my code SIGNSHACK, SIGNSHACK, to save an additional 15%. So like on this stencil alone, you're gonna be saving 35%. So let's take a peek. Oh, it's so cute. Look how cute that is. So I'm gonna add a couple more little details to this. We have time, we have 15 minutes. Woohoo. Okay, so I wanna get, let's just, okay. Now this, I probably am gonna have to turn around towards me. I like to stencil towards you guys, but look how cute that is. Is that not the most adorable little stencil? It's just so cute. So very retro, I think. Yeah, I love the purple and orange together. So I was going to, on the other one I did this too, I added a little bit of grass. So I'm gonna wet my, I have my Stencil Smith angle brush here. And yeah, it looks really great with the orange, right? And I'm gonna add just a little bit of black grass here. So I'm gonna get some grass, and I made this decision like, and I'm just taking like, so I'm taking like the toe right here, the longer end, and I'm flicking kind of like upwards like that to make like just some black grass. I'm just going willy-nilly, any old place. Nothing is set in stone. That's what I like about this kind of thing. And I'm just kind of using the toe and bringing it up. Add just a little bit. Oh, thank you, Peggy. The board is a 1x10 and it's cut, I can't remember what I said. I think I said 18 inches long. I'll double check for you. Yeah, it's cut 18 inches long. And then, oh, thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody for joining. I can't say enough good things about April and Pete. I've worked with them, like I said, for about, I want to say it's going on, because I think it was in the fall. Like, that one's way too thick. So you know what you do when you make an oops? Just get your wet wipe. Sure you do. Just get a wet wipe, if you can pull it, and I'm going to erase that one because I didn't like that one at all. It was just too thick. So I'm just flicking, and you could use your rake brush for that. I use the rake brush a lot for grass, but, and you could do this before if you wanted, like before you, before you painted your stencil on here, it would be a little bit easier. But that way, if you have a couple that go up in it, it looks cute. But yeah, the wet wipes are just such an easy fix. And I'm just kind of coming up, because it's kind of long, overgrown grass. Nobody's mowed this in a while, I don't think. Not like mine. Mine's not growing at all. We've had like no rain. So let's get this. But it's just a little detail. It adds just a little bit more to your piece. So you can see there how that added just a little bit more, just that little bit of black grass down there. And then I am going to, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do my tree. I wanted to, we'll see. If not, I will show you what I've got going on my other one. But let's close these bridges real quick, because I'm going to do some dotting with the stylus. And I am using my wonderful, again, Stencil Smith liner brush. And I believe it's the 0. No, it's the 00. It's the 00. And I am really good for not closing all my bridges. Like, I always leave, not on purpose, but I always forget one, it seems like. So let's get these closed, because I do want to do the stylus on it, because it looks so cool. It makes it look even more retro. And then if we have time, we'll do the tree real quick. And black is just like the best bridge to close. And I've got them all. Oh, we want to, down here, you want to get the cat's tail too. You do want to make his tail connected to his body. So let's wrench that bridge, or that brush out. Oh, thank you, Pam. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to get my stylus here. And I'm going to use, it's got, you can get these on Amazon, but it's got a bigger end and a smaller end. So on the bigger one, and hopefully I won't smear them like I did yesterday, I'm going to get a little bit of that orange paint. And with the bigger end, I'm going to do like 3 dots. Because I definitely like to do things in odd numbers. I don't think they look good in even numbers visually. And so the other letters are a little smaller. So I'm going to do 3 dots on those two, but with the smaller stylus. And I'm not like, you know, being super precise or anything. And if you don't like where you put some of them, you can wipe them off. I had a mess yesterday because I was painting a tree on this side, and I put my hand down in this paint wet, but I definitely wanted to get it done before the end of the live, and I think it's going to be okay. And don't ever leave like your rake brush or your liner brush in your water. You can really destroy them that way. So we've got the, oh, I know what else I wanted to do. I wanted to put little dots down here too. On the sneakers in black. And this is with the real little. And I just kind of like, it's not super big, not super noticeable. You know, like they're the eyelets for the sneakers. And then, let's see, how much time do we have left? Okay. Oh, well, I guess we could do the leaves. Let's do the leaves. So I'm going to take a little bit more black. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do the tree, but I will show you my tree on the other one. And I've got a little bit of black paint here. I've got my liner brush. I did wet my liner brush ahead of time. And I'm just going to lightly, like, kind of go down the middle and squiggle. And I make my lines squiggly. I don't make them straight. So just kind of like, let's see. And I usually like to go like from the top of the leaf towards me, towards the, like the stem. To me, that's easier to do it that way. Like that one, the stem's down here. Is that the stem? No, the stem's the other way, so let's go this way. And I'm just gonna squiggle. And I haven't gotten any more paint on my brush. So just kind of squiggle them in there. I think squiggle's a word. I know wiggle is. And we got a couple more down here. Like the little veins in the leaves. So we've got that going right there. And if you have sprinkled, make sure you sprinkled. So we've got, like, see how we did like the squiggles in the leaves? And then, you know, we've dotted the trick or treat. And we sponged the moon and we added some grass down here. I might have time to start it. We'll see. So as I'm starting this, April, in 5 minutes. Yes, it's a faux frame. So you stain this whole board ahead of time, then you tape it with the painter's tape all the way around, just like this, like that, and you seal it really good at the edge, and then you paint your inside. It's a really, really, really nice, yes, they're new designs. Thank you, Danica, I appreciate that. So I'm gonna get a little bit more black out. I don't know how much of this I'll get done. We have like 6 minutes. We'll see. So I did put a tree on my other one, and I just brought it up. I'm trying to recreate what I did. I had a lot more time last night when I was doing this. And I'm gonna go, and I'm using my angle brush. So I'm making it thicker. And then let's bring another branch off of this. And this is where I put my hand in my paint before. And so let's just bring that down and kind of bring the trunk down into these leaves. But make sure to follow the Stencil Smith. Sassy Hearts. So I made kind of an old tree. What do you think about that? So I just thought that was kind of neat. And it's really easy to paint. I may mess with it a little bit after the live. I don't know. Like I messed with this one. This is the one I made yesterday. So you can see the tree's a little bit different. But it's basically the same. We added the grass and all that stuff. I think I covered all the bases, so I'm really glad. And the tree was really easy. It's just, you know, I'm gonna fool with this guy here because I don't like him, and I make it a little thinner as I come up here, maybe with a liner brush. But I hope you like it. And again, I am Alicia of the Chardon Sign Shack. I'm the ambassador of the Stencil Smith, and I was so happy to have, Danica and Missy join me tonight. I hope you had a wonderful time being here. That's what I really like about it. I love the vintage look of it. Now, if you order any of these designs, you will get a free stencil, whether you order one or two or all three of them. Danica has a code, Miss has a code, and then I have a code, and my code is SignShack, SignShack. I'm glad I got to finish the tree. I wasn't sure if I would have enough time, but and all of us did we didn't create, but we had a big hand in creating the designs tonight. And I hope you'll join us also on Tuesdays. We always do a live at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time through the Stencil Smith, and it's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you. It was a lot of fun being here. Like I said, make sure, thank you so much, Christine. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Make sure to follow us all. I had a really fun evening. We're going to draw the winner here, or two winners. There's two winners of 15. The code is SignShack, SignShack. Right here. That's the code, SignShack. Yes, I believe you can. It landed on Amy L. Nellis Montgomery and Donna Russ. Thank you, Miss. Thank you for being here. I'll have to go back and watch the end of yours and the almost end of Danica's. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. We had so much fun tonight. I hope we'll be able to do it again. Maybe we'll be able to do a Christmas event. Yeah, April, you hear that? Now we need a haunted tree stencil to add to the Halloween projects. So. And again, if you use my code is SignShack, SignShack. I'm just reading some of the comments. Well, everybody have a nice evening. It's a Sunday evening. I'm sure you have other things to do, but I appreciate it, and I know April and Pete appreciate it. They are just the best possible people that there could be. And I really, I don't say that lightly. They are. Yeah, isn't that neat? You don't even have to do anything. It's already done for you, Vicki, and the stencil. So, yeah, you'd have to choose one. You can't use all three. Congratulations, Amy, and congratulations, Donna. Have a wonderful night. And again, please join us live on Tuesday. for our sponsored live at 4 p.m. EST, and April posts those in the sign check. So we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, dude.